Good afternoon and welcome to SM Live. Good to be with you again. Back to our normal slot, live stream Friday. So good to be here with you. My name is Chris Stott. For those of you that don't know me, I'm SalesMaster MD. So thanks for tuning in. We've got a great show again for you today. Hopefully showing you some more tips on managing master inventory, powering online sales, showing some multi-site visibility, live reporting. We're going to try something different today actually with the split screen for both Howard and I's computers, so that should be quite fun. I'll bring Howard in now actually. So Howard, how are you doing?
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, very well, thank you. Yeah, really looking forward to this one and trying something a bit different. So yeah,
it's been another eventful week for us.
Yeah, definitely. We met, seen lots of existing customers, but also some really new ones. So speaking to some great people out there, and all looking to drive a very similar thing that we've got available.
Yeah,
so,
I think it's been good off the back of obviously. It was quite fresh with last live stream we did with the Prime Minister's announcement of the sort of roadmap to reopening, and I think it's been a consistent feeling throughout the industry, and everyone just can't wait to kind of move into that next phase in April. But obviously taking all the right steps at the right time. But it's good it'll be great to see kind of that blend of omni-channel coming through with the showrooms opening again to complement the online bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, having them in sync that we've mentioned in a number of these live streams, but yeah, it becomes really important as they reopen again as well. So
definitely. So what have we got planned today? We've got a few new bits, but do you want to just take us through? So increased visibility of stock across the group. What's that sort of stuff we're going to be covering on that one?
Yeah, so really what SalesMaster, logging in as a number of users within the same group, within the same brand, we can define that as required. I think I've mentioned in the past where, a group user may log in and see everything, and then, divisions may log in and just see their particular brands. So, and we wanted to, in this example, we wanted to show how that real time really does work. So when you make a change on a sales status of the vehicle, that it reflects to everyone, and of course when you're sharing them out to the media partners and channels as well, that everything's in sync.
Sure.
So yeah, I think this split screen idea will give us, will give everyone that kind of visibility of how.
Yeah,
it
I think it's certainly. It seems to be one. Obviously we talk quite a lot about real time visibility, but being able to see kind of the immediacy of the stock. You update something and then it be live on the other side. We're building this up. Hopefully it's going to work. So we'll give that a whirl in a bit. And also some other searching techniques. Obviously we've shown previously around the vehicles and the obviously the colours and the options and the statuses and things that SalesMaster is kind of known for. But perhaps some other things around the search that are less known will be good to show today.
Yeah, we obviously that within Search Builder we have just a long list of specific headers that you can search within, and that's quite hard to show in one take or one kind of demonstration of the system. So we're just going to show a few more of them today. Certainly some new key ones that have been added. And so it's just a good opportunity just to highlight some new, even further features.
Brilliant. So remember, these live streams are all available to watch on our channel, but obviously the best way of doing that is if you can join us real time. So then we can take your questions on the chat. So we've got Annette moderating as normal. So please, for anyone that is watching live now, just log on to the YouTube chat, and then you'll be able to post a question to us direct, which then Howard and I will be able to take live kind of on the show. But if you can't watch, and if you're watching this back later, they will be built up on our YouTube channel to watch at your leisure. But also you can ask a comment in the comments section on a previous show, and then we'll use that to feed into our future live streams. We're really keen to tailor this to suit for your requirement really. So as much feedback as possible would be welcome. Okay, so Howard, I think perhaps the first thing we'll do is if we share just your screen, and then we'll start to look at some of the multi-site searching, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm going to do that now. So yeah, we just share my screen for this example, and then we'll hopefully go into the split screen that will work perfectly.
Brilliant.
So
if you drop your picture on Howard as well, just so we can bring you into that.
Yes. Yeah,
there you are. Hey, you're in the top corner today. You're just having a move around. That's
there you go. I can move down. Don't worry. There you go. I'm out of the way now. Yeah. So yeah, again, obviously logging into our demo environment that we've used for each of these live streams. Really effective way of having lots of vehicles in there, lots of different data. Lots of various brands. So useful way of demonstrating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick on a brand, or take a brand that in this case is going to be the Audi brands. I'm going to minus the sold, because I'm just going to look at available vehicles now. So I've got just under 1,900 vehicles in my list view. I'm just going to now add a few new headers into this. So I'm going to remove mileage, like so, but I'm going to bring in CO2 this time, like so, and again, you can put that header anywhere you want to in the sequence. I've just dropped it after the site, as you can see there. So you can see I've got the retail price, the site, then CO2, and the vehicle status. So I can sort that ascending and descending, as we've seen before. So you can see here the R8 Spider sits at the top. It's probably no surprise to anyone. I think that's one in yellow, actually. Yes, it is. Vegas yellow. There you go. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look for vehicles in a certain criteria of a CO2, but also vehicles that are sellable this month. Quite apt at the minute, being that we are in March. So to choose the vehicles that we can that are sellable this month. So I'm going to bring up search.
I think that's also.
I'm going to go.
Sorry. That's also the point with
go on.
The vehicles being a lot of the production. I think was scaled back off the back of COVID in the factories, and as they've been obviously that takes time to flow through, but the stock is all coming through now. But you have got an element of that stock being sat, particularly for say some of the German brands sat the other side of the water. So typically searching for stuff that's physical would remove some of those from your viewpoint, so give you less stock to sell. So what we're going to show now is about that kind of deliverable rather than just physical. So
Yeah. But the first thing I'm going to do, as I mentioned, or we mentioned just before we brought up the screen, that there's various headers that list within here. So all of the available columns you can search within. So as soon as I start to type in here, it does search for me as well. So you can see I've started to type in C, and I've got the CO2. Exactly what I wanted. So you could do a range of that. So it is a range, whatever that case may want to be, and then you can apply that. But in this case, I'm just going to go for vehicles that are less than a certain amount. So I'm going to go for less than 100, and I'm going to apply that. So that will take me down into the subset of vehicles that are below 100, which has worked, which is great. So you can see here the top one, 99. But also, so that's taken me down to 162, so it's given me a good view of that data. But what I'm now going to do is I'm also going to go down a bit further and say, okay, what's deliverable? So looking for a specific vehicle for a customer. Now we do, in some manufacturers, we do bring in estimated delivery dates. So you'll see when I start to type in estimated delivery date, I can do a date range, or I could say, actually just show me all the vehicles that are going to arrive this month, which is very straightforward. And then you can just apply that. But with some of the Volkswagen brands, or in this case Audi, we don't always get that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the vehicle status code. Okay, so for any Volkswagen users out there or Volkswagen Group users, they'd fully appreciate and understand this. And the same for all of them. So it doesn't matter really which brand. If you know the codes, then you can do this search. So I'm going to say, actually, I'm going to look for all the vehicles that are over status code 40. And what status code 40 is at the storage centre. So the vehicle has arrived in the UK. It's available to sell within that period. So and once I apply that, you can see now it's taken me down to 50 vehicles that are sellable and that exist under the 100 CO2. And of course I can simply go in and save that, create that as a label, available this month, or available, I should say, sorry, to sell this month.
Challenge on the
just spell it right. So I can just bring that straight in and have that as a tab within that as well. So creating that view and just storing that and saving that view to be able to recall on a regular basis. So what I could do with that, rather than having the CO2, I may want to remove the CO2 and just say, actually, just show me everything that's available to sell this month, and that will fully dynamically move as we move into the next month. So it just keeps it in real time all the time, and as it's looking for that status code or anything above that status code, it will just keep dropping into that list.
And that example is within, as you said, sort of the. In this case, you picked a Volkswagen brand, but in some instances, I guess we'll either have a status code that we can use for tracking that, or an estimated delivery date or something within to show that window of deliverable.
Yes, we do get the estimated delivery date on through some manufacturers. So as reliable as that is, but lots of our customers and users do use that rather than the status code. So so that's really the first bit I just wanted to bring in.
I think you did doing the CO2 search there is an interesting new search that we've, again, it's just a reminder really that there's quite a lot of fields available in Search Builder that you can search over and above the normal kind of fast full text search that you can do just by logging into SalesMaster. There's other attributes that you can help to narrow down that, and CO2 is a great example, obviously, in tracking vehicles that are lower emissions. So.
Yeah, and I see them used, looking specifically on pricing as well is always a good one. So with the OTR price that we've looked at before, when it's we're sharing onto a media platform, or of course we want to give that information across our sales team. Offer prices, retail selling prices, various headers that you can search within. So offer price is a range between a value, or actually just show me the vehicles that are less than X, £25,000, whatever the case may be, and mileage as well. When we're looking from a used car perspective, the customer is looking for a vehicle that's got to be in a certain price range, but they want it to have less than 10,000 miles on the clock. SalesMaster within Search Builder allows you to do that very quickly, and giving you the accuracy of that.
Nice one. That's good. Okay, we'll just switch back to your main camera then, mate, for a sec. I think, I suppose the other reminder on that is when we're looking at stock in that view, that was stock across multiple sites. So if you're working just at your own dealership, say, I don't know, we're based in Milton Keynes, so let's pick you're based in a Milton Keynes dealership. If your dealership is part of a group running SalesMaster and StockBook, you'll be able to see the stock from all of your other sites within your group, or however the permissions are determined to have a much greater view of stock. So I guess you're looking for, you're looking across multiple sites and you're looking across multiple statuses. So both dimensions to give the maximum view of what stock you've got to sell to your customer. Cool. Mm-hmm. Okay, so don't forget any questions, share it here. As I say, we would like to kind of steer this content for you to get the most out of it. Appreciate it's obviously trying to pick the right time to watch these shows in the middle of the day. That's why we've been trying different time slots and different days. So, but if you are online with us now, just pop a question into the chat, and then we'll show you some information about whatever you're asking for. The other thing to remind you of is obviously please subscribe to the channel. It'll make a big difference if you can just subscribe, and obviously like this video as well, please. Okay, Howard, next up, what have we got? I think it would be good to perhaps do some more product demo. In fact, should we try the split screen?
Yeah, let's try that, because what we want to do is we're going to look at those vehicles in real time and show what, if I make a change, you see that change that I make. So yeah, no, absolutely, let's give it a go.
Great, okay. So yeah, I'll just switch mine over for a second. There we go. Or should be there. So this is just a bit of a trial. So hopefully we're going to have both computer screens on now, not just both cameras. So. Here we go.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, and I can see you as well, Howard. That's good. Perfect. Yeah, I like that.
Oh, well, there you go. I've put myself on picture, nice. So yeah, hopefully
Excellent.
You can.
Okay, so you can tell which one's Howard's screen because he's got the picture on the left-hand side, and you can see his. You can see his name in the top corner. So yeah, that's for anyone that's not used to the navigation on the app. So you've got your login on the top right, next to the build week indicator actually. So we're currently in build week 9. Yeah, so I think okay, that's the first bit of text work. So let's do a search on your side, and I'll see what flows through to me then. So we're both obviously looking at the same account.
Okay, yeah, both in the same account as everyone would be, and as long as you obviously have access to that same group of stock, then you would see any movement within that from the sales status change. So in this example, we could both be working in the Audi division.
Cool.
Within that, so I can put one of these vehicles under negotiation. By simply taking the sales status. As I've mentioned before, as a manager, I have a number of options in what I can do to change the sales status. But for this example, I'm just going to put that vehicle straight under negotiation. And hopefully that will reflect across to you that that's
okay.
Happened.
So I think then if I go in, I've set up a view previously for vehicles that are marked under negotiation across the group. So if I click into that tab, which I set up previously, I can see on here, this is basically showing me the vehicle, the stock type, the price, the sites, that I can decide what column I want to sort on in terms of that order. I've got it sorted by date, the date and time stamp actually. So the one that was put under negotiation, the most recent, is at the top of the list. So that looks like Howard Cox from South Cars put an A5 Sportback on under negotiation at 417. Sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Good.
And that.
Yeah, so I think, again, just as a reminder, really, there's a lot of vehicles get put under negotiation in a SalesMaster environment all through the day, because you can imagine there's a big pool of stock, a big pool of salespeople. This prevents that double selling. So it's really important to have that real time sort of master inventory to share the stock and to make sure you're all clear on who's selling what. Let's do another one. If you do another one now, put it under negotiation, we'll see this increase. So it's currently on 7, but if you go and do another one, we'll see that hopefully increase to 8.
Yeah.
There you go. So there's a Q7 gone under negotiation now as well. So Howard's been busy at South Cars. So and these.
Yeah, it looks like I'm taking it from.
Yeah, and these views can always, as Howard's shown on many occasions on these live streams, these views can actually be set up to be automated to send out to you as well. So this is an example of, where you wanted to perhaps keep track of vehicles that were marked. I mean, under negotiation is probably less used for the exports because they go on and off during the day. We normally set that to a couple of hours before it trips back to being available again. But certainly when we look at the sold one, it would be a good way of you getting a kind of a register at the end of the day of all of the vehicles that have been marked sold. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So we happy to put some marked vehicles as sold.
And just on the under negotiation piece as well, we've got the facility to group that as well. So if you wanted to see by the salespeople or the site, that's something we can do.
Yeah.
So if I go into Search Builder, and then I'm going to go Group Results. So if I look for negotiation, so I can either search by filter group by last negotiated by or last negotiated by site. So that will give you more of that pivot table style view. So you can see how many cars South cars have put under negotiation versus London cars and the 2 example Audi dealerships. So whichever way you prefer to see the data, you can suit those views accordingly.
Yeah, and those views that you're creating, Chris, obviously they're for your purpose if you start to save them, or and to have them for yourself, or you could share them across as well.
Yeah, cool. So I could push those out to other users. So I could create that. So if you preferred that group by view, I'll just come out of it now. Let's just do that again. So group by last negotiated site. So if I then save that under negotiation. Grouping, and then I could share it with other users in the business and then save it. And if I recall that again, just pin that as a tab. So now I've got my under negotiation grouping and I've got my under negotiation group. So simple. Yep, that's good.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, let's go on to selling a car then. So this is where we'll track a similar thing, but monitoring sold rather than under negotiation.
Yeah, so obviously these will, and I'm sure you'll show this in a second, where I'm logged in as me. So when I do any changes, exactly the same as under negotiation. Once I put mark a vehicle sold now, or change the sales status, you're alerted to that, or you can see that within the activity as well. So I can mark a vehicle sold. There you go. So based on permissions, I've now marked a vehicle as sold. So hopefully that will reflect on your side as well.
Brilliant. Yeah, I've got a Q5 that's just been sold actually by Howard again. Yep. Weird. So that's
busy Friday.
Excellent. Yeah, do the same again then. Just go and sell another one, and then we'll see that live update.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. I'll sell a similar car. Good job. This is a demo.
There we go. That's another one done. And this is another point, I suppose, when you can see that Howard is selling these cars. Howard is set to work as South Cars in this occasion, but he's selling stock from different sites. So this is that concept. This is that multi-site visibility that we mentioned. So the car was actually in stock with London Cars and the example Audi dealership, but because this account, this dealer group has got visibility, multi-site visibility across the group, you're able to then sell from that stock and then see the reporting of vehicles and which selling site versus which stocking site, which can give you some powerful information in terms of profiling stock for what to order where, particularly if you've got different regions in your dealer group across the country. And same again with that save search. So if I want to, I've got that as a sold today report. In this instance, I might just go into that and then say, my sold today report, I do want to schedule that as an email, and I want it to come out every day. That shows me what's been sold through the week. In fact, let's put it every day of the week, and I'm going to get that at 6 o'clock. It'll start it today, and then every day at 6 o'clock it's going to send it to me by default, and anybody else I put in there as the recipients in an Excel format, the latest position of that view. So makes reporting very, very straightforward.
Yeah.
Fab. Okay, right, let's go back to main cameras then. There we are. Very good, that worked. So I think multi-site visibility, more kind of advanced searching, that's pretty powerful stuff. We've also got, I think the other point we wanted to make on that was around, I suppose, aligning multiple sales teams across those sites. So, and a really good example of that is we've done that as one dealer group that's got multiple sites with shared stock and shared salespeople. There's quite a bit of consolidation happening in the industry now, and I think different movement perhaps of sites. So we've seen over the last couple of months some change of ownership of some of different dealerships across a couple of different brands. what we found, and it was a really powerful kind of Howard, tell us about when we've done that before, when we've let's say a dealer group has acquired another dealer group, to get to maximize the value of that and share stock between those sites. It's something that we can do pretty quickly, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a challenge. It's always a time-consuming bit for the new dealer group to get these get systems in place to join up. They may be coming from different DMS systems, potentially different websites, obviously different manufacturers in some cases. So taking that translation of that data and bringing it into SalesMaster, we've done a couple within sort of 10 days of that kind of acquisition, and it's given everyone access to the new stock or the new site stock.
I guess it's a win-win in that respect for both the acquiring dealer and also the acquiree, because you kind of you're now part of a bigger group, vice versa. You've got more, it's a win-win. You've got more visibility of the stock that you're merging with, and you've also got the stock of the dealer group that's acquiring. So
but it's just keeping it absolutely clear and precise on the data regardless of where it comes from. So we want to keep that consistent level of data where that actually comes from a feed. We do all the translation and put it into the same way to have everyone display. So we can move quite quick,
and of course that same speed of implementation applies on new customers introducing SalesMaster. Paul shared some stats with me recently in terms of our average implementation times, and it's really fast now for the most brands that we operate. So if you see this would add value in your business and you've not got SalesMaster in there yet, then please get in touch, because we can turn this sort of stuff on very quickly for you to take advantage of it, particularly kind of getting things in order as the dealerships are reopening in April, but also getting that master inventory piece nailed to try and tie up the online offline omni-channel piece. So just get in touch in terms of the lead times. Very very quick in terms of those known brands to us for activating and getting your stock files in and up and running. Okay, well we're nearly actually on the half-hour mark, so we've got a couple of minutes left. We haven't had any questions I can see from Annette's.
Okay. Well, I'm quite happy to just show a new feature we've added actually. If we wanted to jump back to just my screen, or split screen again if you want, but something that we've done for one of our partners recently.
Perfect.
So,
let's go dive onto the split screen again. Okay, I'll just switch over. It has indeed, yes, yeah. I'm still keeping a low profile. My picture's not showing at the moment, so but that's due to technical.
There was a new feature which was used to rather than individual sales update of a vehicle or status update, we can do that in bulk now. So we can take a group of stock, whether it be from maybe a fleet order or corporate, where you want to select the vehicles and you want to mark them all as sold in one go. In
fact, I think I'm going to zoom in on you actually for this, Howard. So just go back to your normal camera. Yeah, because then I can drop me onto the thing as well. There you go. That's cool. And then go switch to your screen. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you from the flow there, but switch back to your.
That's fine. Is that better?
Yes, kind of. Yeah, you go ahead. Go on. I'll figure out why I'm not appearing on there. Okay. You can tell it's live.
There's no time. Yeah, we should pre-record them. So where we've done them in previous times, where you can multiple select a group of vehicles like in bulk, and obviously it changes it. And we've looked at tagging vehicles and sharing vehicles or managing pricing and cap matching and so forth. But this one we haven't spent that much time with, and I'm probably just going to select a couple of cars because I've got the permission. I'm going to mark those 3 vehicles sold. So what you can see here is I've now got a few headers that I can bulk update basically on those vehicles. And you can see here one is the sales status. So I can go to the sales status and I can put all those vehicles to sold instantly. And there you go. So if that's a group, sharing that view of the data, if I, hopefully selling lots of cars and I want to do that, I can just simply do that straight away, and it just marks all those vehicles as sold.
Fantastic. So actually I suppose that was your point on the split screen. If I had to, let's go back to the split screen again then, because that will show, I realise what you're doing now. So if I go onto my sold today view, I'm going to see more cars on there appear because you've done them in bulk. Perfect. Got it. Yeah.
Of our users. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. I think sorry, you were on mute there, which was perfect timing with me picking up the new "no blooper reel here" comment from Annette. So you might just need to say that again.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. I was just saying, all the new features is making it easier and easier for our partners, for our dealers, for all the users within the application to be able to do these functionality. Just simple steps, and the easier we make that, it's just a nicer place, product to use for that purpose. So we just keep doing these tools.
Those bulk updaters. I mean, I was chatting to one of the customers recently, and didn't realise that some of those fields were there, let alone kind of the new ones we were adding. So that's another really important point of these live streams, really, to share this content so that we can get, if you are using the system, get the most out of it by spreading the word in terms of some of these existing and new features to come, because there's plenty of stuff coming down the track from the product team, which is pretty exciting, which we'll no doubt go into in future shows. So good stuff.
There you go.
Yes, you have. Perfect. Right. Well, I think we've pretty much covered everything we wanted to do today. So thanks for joining us today, and thanks for, if I said, can you subscribe to the channel, like the videos, pass on the content to everyone. It'd be great to get some more interaction on this. More subscribers we have, the more people we can communicate these live streams to, and the more content we'll get to share with you all as users. So please spread the word and get in touch. And in the meantime, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Quite like live stream being back on a Friday, Howard. That works for us, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Busy
yeah,
weeks.
absolutely. Okie doke. Well, thanks again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next week, and bye for now.